And a very all of you from India. Good morning or afternoon for some of you who had joined from outside India. Thank you all for your this webinar of DVSC. So just to tell me about myself, okay, I am a DAC instructor. So I am a DVSC certified, DAC certified, DSSM certified, of course, and I am also a DAC instructor. I think most of the instructors are of Disciplined Agile are from the US or one from Australia, New Zealand, etc. I am fortunate enough to do that from India. So I love this disciplined agile. I have been doing a lot of work on disciplined agile for the last 3 years, and I have been doing a lot of collaborations with PMI with customers on disciplined agile, and also training a lot of people on disciplined agile. We have conducted so far 3 disciplined coach workshops. We have conducted 1 DVSC workshop, and we continue to do more on disciplined agile as we go along. In fact, we would soon be doing a DVSC workshop. So disciplined agile has got some impetus. There's some good news about disciplined agile in this April, as far as I understand, because last June, July, the founders who had joined there was kind of, what do you say, a little uncertainty. There was not so much of buzz. But what I came to know now, there is a lot of buzz which is happening on disciplined agile, and PMI is also going to push hard disciplined agile. With the PMI muscle power and the content and the meat that disciplined agile has, I am sure that it will create a better impact in the coming days than what has happened earlier. So I am very optimistic on disciplined my bet on disciplined agile, and we are doing a lot of work on disciplined agile. So here it is, the DVSC, all you need to know about it. So I would be very happy for anyone asking any questions on any time. Minutes of question answer at the end of the webinar. You can ask questions point of time, and I will be look out for that question and answer. Right. So I'm going to cover a lot of things on disciplined agile value stream consultant workshop. Okay, thanks, Venu Gopal. Is my voice breaking a little? Am I audible? Can someone say yes if I'm audible in the chat window or something? Am I looking okay? You can see me. Is my voice audible? Everything okay? Can someone give me a thumbs up on if I am audible? Okay, thanks, Sanjay. That is good. Thank you so much. You can see my screen. Am I audible? Is everything good to start? Sanjay or anyone, give me a yes, thumbs up on the chat or the question answer panel. Okay, lovely. Okay, great, Sanjay. Thank you so much. Lovely. So I am going to cover a lot of things on disciplined agile. The portion is actually vast. The disciplined agile is vast. It's like an ocean. Okay. Somebody actually told me in the last DSSM workshop, which we conducted on Saturday, Sunday, they said that disciplined agile is like Chat GPT. Okay. Disciplined agile founders thought about this innovative thing much earlier than what the artificial and they have studied what the person wants and they prompt that solution there itself. Okay, so disciplined agile has got a good analogy like a chat GPT, no, the new trend which is happening. So I said it's too good analogy about disciplined agile. So I'm not going to talk more on disciplined agile at the moment. Okay. What I am going to talk is about the value stream consultant. And I wanted to start this value stream consultant and it is very much true. Like many people ask me, the best experiences you get is through doing the job. But I think the theory intervenes, okay, a lot. Otherwise, the theory actually tells you, okay, something different that you can take back and probably try to solve the problems that is there at the workplace. Value stream consultant falls into this. Value stream consultant workshops gives you a different perspective to look at your problems that are very much apparent in your workplace or in your organization. And that's what I feel it's the wow factor of a value stream consultant workshop or that content it is. So when I did it, I said, oh, wow, there are so many ways to actually think about where is the problem at a macro level and how to solve the problem and tailor your approach to do some improvements in the way you do the work. I think that was a wow factor when I did my value stream workshop. So this quote is pretty much valid, but sometimes we just read the quote and we don't know what to do about it. Value stream consultant workshop tells you what to do about it. So with this quote, I'm going to go into a little bit about the journey of disciplined agile and then see what is the value stream consultant workshop is going to all about. So disciplined agile, it goes back to actually 2008 when the founders were working with IBM, legally separated in 2012, and then PMI acquires it in 2019. PMI actually pilots it in USA and India. Fortunately, we are and I am selected as one of the partners. ProThoughts is selected as a premium partner. There were only 3 when we were selected in June 20. We were the first ones to launch a course called DLSM, Disciplined Agile Lean Scrum Master. At that time, it was called that. And then no, we started doing the DSM and the DSSM workshops from November 2020 during the pandemic. And I think in Jan 2022, the DAC was launched. I did the DAC in April 22. DVSC was launched around the same time. And I recently did the DVSC. We did the first batch in Jan 23 of the DVSC. We started the DAC in October 22. And now I think there is so much knowledge, so much content to play with. And it is so useful for corporates as they go from bottom up, from the team to the organization level, or from the organization top down. There are so many ways or approaches that you can deal for your improving your agility. So all this actually help us to improve the agility. So this has been the journey from disciplined agile PMI. Uh, no, we have been collaborating. I will not take much time on that, but I'm very proud about putting a stepping stone for evangelizing disciplined agile in this part of the world. So we took the mantle. We saw a huge opportunity in disciplined agile. We saw a great content in improving the way you work with disciplined agile, and we were very instrumental in doing a lot of content, collaborating with PMI and other corporates in building the awareness for disciplined agile. One of the things that we have been doing consistently from 2020 is doing a lot of webinars on disciplined agile, and therefore a lot of content that we have created. So we have almost 100 content, separate topics on disciplined agile. Some of our topics are how we have done the comparison across different certifications. So I think you should go into our YouTube channel and look for really great content on disciplined agile. So that's what we have been doing on disciplined agile so far. And these are some of the key customers PMI has acquired on disciplined agile. So PMI has been quietly working with a lot of their top customers who have inculcated disciplined agile in their organizations. So these are some of the recent customers of disciplined agile, typically from the US, Europe region, and I'm hopeful that from India as well, you will get a few names sooner than later. In fact, I know Citibank has been using disciplined agile in India. We get a lot of participants from that as well. Right. So before we move on, I would like to ask a question to all of you. So let me ask a question to all of you. Can you answer this poll? Okay, we have many participants here. Can you answer this poll? I would love to see the answers. I also put an option if you're not sure what it is all about. Okay, can everyone answer, please? Okay. The majority is answered is value stream is a set of actions right from the customer request to the realization of value by the customer. Okay, and then others answer it combines flow and agile together to deliver value. Value stream is the minimum category is the last two options. Right. Okay. Thank you for whoever answered this. 75% of the people answered. Okay. Thank you so much. I will close this. Let us move ahead. So the majority actually knows about value stream. Value stream is a set of actions, like I said, that take place, okay, right from the initial request of the customer till the time the customer realizes value. So example, if you go to a McDonald's, right from the request, you stand in the queue and request the cashier about your menu till the time you get the burger and you eat it. The actions right from someone takes your money till the order goes to a burger guy who prepares the burger, the French fries guy, somebody who packs it, delivers it, all these different people, the set of actions that takes place throughout that time, it generally goes from one department to another. Okay, that set of actions from the initial request till the final delivery, realization value is consuming the value. So when you eat the burger, that is what is a value stream. A simple definition of a value stream can be a workflow. Value stream helps to make the work visible, and that's very important criteria for resolving any issues or any problems in the organization to improve the organizational agility. So value stream is damn important. So let me show you one video which I have taken from PMI. Okay, please go ahead and listen to this video.
One of the tenets of Lean is that you need to visualize the work being done so you can understand and avoid challenges across your value streams. But that brings up an interesting question. What is a value stream? A value stream is the sequence of activities an organization undertakes to deliver a product or service, or a family of related products and services to a customer. A value stream begins and ends with a customer. For example, getting a car repaired might include making an appointment, dropping off the car, ordering parts, making the repairs, payment, and pickup. And just like that, we can visualize one of the value streams for an auto repair business. This particular value stream touches many cross-functional business processes and possibly multiple functions. In this case, to handle appointment scheduling, labor management, customer management, parts inventory, and billing. A value stream may be internal to a company, or it may include external suppliers. A value stream starts and ends with the customer in mind. What problems or needs do they have? What can we do to fulfill them? How can we delight the customer and how we do so? How can we do better? All critical questions you should continually ask as an organization.
I think this is brilliant because value. I don't think any other agility tool can help you to do that. So it's a very, very important concept that is there for the value stream. So let me ask you another question. Now we are talking about a DVSC, a Disciplined Agile Value Stream Consultant. So you understood what is value stream. Let us go into the idea of what is a value stream consultant. So I'm going to launch another poll. I wanted to understand, because it's a new role, what is a value stream consultant? That you have understood value stream. So I want you to answer according to the 4 choices. What is a value stream consultant? You are now pick up any choice. It's not like an answer, but what you think about that. What do you think is a, I'm going to talk about that for sure, but what do you think is a value stream consultant? Come on, everyone. Come on, please answer the question. What is a value stream consultant? Okay, this time only 60% people answer. I think it was a tough question. The popular answer is works on the value stream and integrate all the actions in the value stream. Somewhat correct. Every answer is somewhat correct. So I will actually explain you what is a value stream and what essentially doing. One of okay, putting a gist together about in a very pictorial form. This is very, very original. So what does DVSC does in a nutshell? And there are some terminologies which you may not be very familiar with, but let me try to simplify what this things would be doing. So now this I have put 2 boxes here. So the idea of a value stream consultant is typically is the last part is to improve the organizational agility. So if I had to go reverse onto that, the idea of a value stream consultant is to improve the organizational agility, and for that he needs to make some improvement boards. So DVSC just definitely gives you the tool and the ammunition to prepare that improvement board. So it has got the playbook to do that. So a structured way to get that improvement boards. The improvement boards will only be more effective when you have the right teams together. So one of the very good factors that you will take along in the disciplined agile value stream consultant, or you become a disciplined agile value stream consultant, is you will get good ideas on how you could structure the teams in an organization, whether it should be a solution focused team, what should be a component team, which should be a cross functional team, which should be a feature team, which should be a shared services team. Okay, how you should structure a team. Okay, what should be the organized structure the team for optimizing the value stream in your organization? You get a good idea. So value stream is a consultant works top down. He is at the top level and works down the top down approach. But the other master level certification, which is the disciplined agile coach certification, or typically a coach, any coach will do in agility, is work is bottom up. He works with a team, and every team manifests, okay, a team manifests the organization culture or the organization problems. So you work with the team, you improve the behavior or the artifacts or the processes in the team, and ultimately you are actually building the organizational agility. So one thought is to work bottom up. This is to work top down. Okay, essentially. So you are trying to restructure the teams, and the restructure team is on some scientific basis. So typically two things. Okay, one is that there are some factors that we have identified as value stream factor, which actually, okay, tell us how is the relationship between the various teams, and we call it a value creation structure, and that's how we structure the team. That is one way, and it complements itself with what we call the value flow planning. Okay, the idea of doing that value flow planning with essentially different teams is to identify dependencies between the various teams. So I'm actually trying to find the dependencies which exist between the various teams, which is a part and parcel in any organization, because the value the whole value stream flows from one team to another. The idea of doing identifying dependency is to make that dependencies first visible. Okay, unless they are visible, you cannot manage them, and unless you cannot manage them, you cannot eliminate them. So this is a very structured way to do a value flow planning and identify dependencies, and then, okay, get an idea about how to optimize your teams so that the dependencies can be eliminated or rather reduced to actually bring about organizational agility. And it is driven by the value stream factors and entire value stream creation. So essentially what we are talking on a value stream consultant is he is working on a top down approach, okay, to create improvements in for improving the organization agility. Now for people, okay, just to simplify organization agility, is agility is basically, okay, how rapidly you can actually change or pivot your way so that you can deliver value sooner. It's the focus is not on speed here, but how I can deliver value sooner. And when I say value is something in lean is what customer considers important and what customer can consume after it's released to the customer. So I'm talking about that. So DVSC ensures or enhances or optimizes the flow and improves the organizational agility. Okay, if it's a little kind of arcane, you can ask me questions, perhaps I can simplify that. So the role of that consultant when he works within the value stream is actually understand the relationships between the various entities in the value stream. Imagine a very large organization with hundreds and hundreds of teams, okay, making, okay, visible the relationships between the team, because the 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 people are not the culprits. We believe that the system needs to be improved, and the system can be improved only when you understand the relationship between the various components in the system. So this is one part the value stream consultant will work out, and the DVSC will give them concepts and techniques to find out that. And then, okay, you actually focus on how you can optimize the flow or enhance the flow and improve the time to market. Okay, how sooner you can deliver the value. So a value stream consultant essentially sets out the entire process, right? From where I should begin to start to do the improvements. So they can actually, the DVSC workshop will tell out of all the team where it is possible to start the improvements. Okay. And he sets the process to start that value stream improvement. It's a long-term action plan, okay, to bring about a change. But okay, it the workshop will help to deliver the concepts and okay put some action items and give techniques, okay, right from where to start the improvements, how to improve, and how to do the organizational agility. So I think it's a now where you will understand a new role called the value stream consultant. um, so I am trying to summarize a 24-hour workshop in okay 30-40 minutes. Okay, so excuse me for that, but I think there should be some kind of knowledge which you should have to understand perhaps what I'm trying to say. But uh, the workshop in itself, I liked it for the fact that it gave me newer ideas what are available to do, which have been tried and practiced across organizations, which I was not aware perhaps. And what I thought is that they combine the flow, the lean, the theory of constraint, and other practices blended into disciplined agile. Okay, so that you can improve the organizational agility. So disciplined agile cleverly uses these techniques, okay, along with the playbook, etc., to give you uh, tools to optimize, okay, the organization wide value stream. So I think that's the intelligent way of using disciplined agile in for a much bigger focus and impact here. Okay. Also, one of the very good ideas of a DVSC, it is like a framework or any process agnostic. You can apply it for organizations who are doing safe. You can apply it for organizations who are doing Scrum. You can apply it for organizations who are doing nothing. Okay. You can use it for your internal transformations. Okay. So you can work with the leadership team and start applying some part practices, and you can seek for some baby improvements or incremental delta improvements that you can do. So I think this workshop gives you that idea, the focus. It gives you the ammunition techniques to start where you are and be effective at what you are doing. So I think that's a brilliant takeaway that you have from this workshop. Uh, this this workshop, since I'm talking about who can the about all you need to know about DVSC, this workshop is no, I think is for everyone who wants to gain knowledge at a certain level. I regard this as a master of master workshops. It's like an elite certification in my mind. Okay, it is also at the top level in terms of the pricing, but it's a very premium certification. One reason is having a top-down approach, and when I say top-down approach, there are some prerequisites associated with that as well. Okay, so you need to have a good background of agility. You need to have a growth mindset. You need to know working with the leadership team. You need to have that maturity to work with the leadership team. So softer skills plus okay, a background of good agile lean practices. But this workshop is for everyone who wants to learn flow, lean theory of constraints, and how it can be combined using a toolkit called Disciplined Agile. So if you want anyone who's seeking knowledge, that's first, okay, that's something which is going I always believe knowledge invested is a growth mindset. So I think that's the first thing I would pick up. It can be helpful for people who are doing what they are doing but want to get better at what they are doing. Okay, so if they're already into improvement areas like process improvements or organizational improvements or agile coaches, I think this is good for them as well. Uh, who are actually leading their own internal transformations, I think this is a perfect fit for them. Okay, that is really good for them. Like, it might be enterprise coaches, whoever. Okay, it is a very good fit for them. Also, I would like to add, for the leadership team who are clueless about how to go about agile transformation or how to improve the culture or the value delivery or how to negate the problems that you have currently, this is a good eye opener for them as well, right? This can be my possible attendees for the DVSC workshop, right? So according to PMI, you need a prerequisite called the DAVSC certification. You can read on the PMI website. You can read on the ProThoughts website about DAVSC. Okay, the DAVSC is the intermediate level in the hierarchy of disciplined agile certifications. So, okay, I would recommend a good background about knowing agile and lean practices, because there are some terminologies that you should be well versed when you go into a DVSC workshop. I think if you're doing a DSM and DSSM, you get acquainted with a lot of this mindset about disciplined agile, which helps you to understand DVSC in a much better fashion, right? So this is good enough. Okay. Okay, this slide, okay, is I think this DVSC workshop is an incredible combination of flow, lean, theory of constraints, and disciplined agile, and how they work together to create value and do improvements to improve your organizational agility, right? It introduces you to a new role called value stream management or value stream consultant, and gives you enough practical knowledge and principles to help you deal with that, right? Uh, this workshop also has helped me, know to start where to begin. Okay, to do the value stream improvements. Now, what is the best place to begin the value stream improvement? So they have this playbook where they find what are the problem areas, what are the typical challenges you have. They provide some solution and they have some techniques on which are the critical areas where you can start doing the improvements, right? So I think that's one thing that you can do that. Okay. um, and it can help you to visualize things where you need to do certain corrections. So it can help to design and facilitate a tailored approach to improve your value to the customer. So I think there are a lot of takeaways from this value stream consultant workshop where you will be richer in definitely in terms of your knowledge. So if you have applicability, like you're already doing an internal transformation or you're an enterprise coach, or you want to be in that path, I think this workshop would be a good fit for you. Uh, the DVSC, coming to PMI exams, where most of the people are very keen, to uh, understand how to become a certified professional. So I will give you my experience about the DVSC exam. The DVSC exam had only 40 questions, unlike say DSSM we have 50, DAC has 60 questions. It had 90 minutes. Uh, so it has 70% passing. There were 30 general questions, which I found pretty easy. No, I found pretty easy, and I could actually have done that in 30 minutes. But the last 10 questions were from a case study that you get prior to the exam as well, if you wish to. Also, the case study is part of the exam, so you can read the case study and answer. The case study 10 questions were rather very difficult, and your passing marks are like 28. So that 10 questions are very difficult, and the choices are not so easy to answer. So that makes you a lot to think. So although I did the first 30 questions in 30 minutes, the last 10 questions I took almost 50 minutes. So that was a good thinking kind of a questions that I had on that case study. Although I deliberated a lot, you can do it in lesser time. But what I meant to say is that the last 10 questions, and if you're not clear on the concepts, uh, that exam may not be easy. Although I found the exam a little bit easier. I found a DSSM, I find a DSSM exam a little tougher than the master level in my mind. I hope that I write questions for DAC and DVSC in the future, but I make it a little tougher, I guess. But yes, okay. So this are your DVSC exam questions. The syllabus of the DVSC is actually, there are 14 lessons of DVSC. So there are quite a bit of content to cover, and there is a lot of activities that happens in terms of the whiteboard activities that we call it. Okay, that we have, right? So this whiteboard activities are very interesting activities. So this whiteboard activities are great activities where you get into a kind of a breakout rooms and brainstorm things, and there are challenges that you need to solve. So I found that pretty interesting. And these 14 lessons, okay, the later half of this 14 lessons are pretty interesting. So one of the factors that it tells you how to structure the teams, and they are very important lessons as you go into the later half of the DVSC workshop. As you go into later half, you actually start connecting the dots about how you can actually do transformations for large organizations. The other factor is that you need to have a good knowledge of the DSSM and the DA foundation. So these are the syllabus that you cover for the Disciplined Agile Value Stream Consultant workshop. Needless to say, there is a big back case study, which is a part of the exam that you have. It's not covered in the workshop. So this is the things that you do for the DVSC exam, okay, that you have for clearing the exam. Right. Other than this, okay, I talk with a lot of participants, and of course, there are various reasons and benefits on that. I was also searching for the job demand for a value stream consultant. Uh, I trust and I believe that the demand would be more, although the name is not still there, but the demand, if it's a very new certification and many people do not know about it, but I think potentially it can be a huge demanding certification uh, from uh, PMI, because I think it creates impact immediately, like a PMP. Okay, PMP is something like a gold standard which creates the impact immediately. Uh, Here is also something which is arcane to the outside world, and the DVSC structures it in a proper manner which can create the impact immediately. So you have, okay, one of the things, many people do it for the knowledge, which I also did. And I think it's awesome knowledge, like it's a combination of flow, lean, and theory of constraints. And the other factor is that it's the elite certification or elite test, or the best certification from a master level certification from PMI. Uh, if you happen to do this certification and get into the right company, there is an exponential growth path, because you are directly impacting the organization revenue and the value that they deliver to the customer. So I think that is one of the big areas. If you do this and some company picks you, and it can be really exponential, right? So these are some of the benefits that, according to me, I have listed down. I have also discussed with some of the people who take it. So this is a little fictional, plus this is survey based as well, right? So this is your journey of disciplined agile. Many of you might be aware of this journey. Many of you might be aware of this journey. So disciplined agile was conceptualized as DSM, DSSM, and DA codes, which were the Shuhari. Okay, Shuhari is the Japanese route or journey for beginner, intermediate, and the master level. And all these three certification works at the team level. Okay. DA coach is also at a master level, but they introduced DVSC in 2019. DVSC was actually a outcome when PMI acquired net objectives, okay, along with disciplined agile. And net objectives was a great follower of Al Shalaway. Uh, he was a great follower of lean and flow and theory of constraints. So he used that concepts and blended it with disciplined agile. As a disciplined agile was a toolkit which gave these options of the DVSC. So they introduced this certification as a top-down approach, which came into being in Jan 2022. So while the rest of the things are bottom-up approaches, DVSC is the only one which is top-down approach, which has more strategic bent than this other certification, which has more tactical. Coach also has a strategic, but uh, others are little more tactical. DVSC is more strategic in nature. So if I have to compare, okay, if I have to compare uh, the various certifications which are available in the market, and I have used this slide earlier as well. Okay, disciplined agile sits somewhere at the very top. Okay, which has a high organizational context or mapping, and which has requires is very high on expertise as well. In the PMI Agile certifications, it's one of the master levels of certification, right? So it requires that finesse, that high expertise. It has also the strategic bent. Okay, that's what it is. When I say the organization low, which means at the team level, I'm saying. When I say organization high, I'm saying at the organization level, at leadership, at the top-down approach. So that's what I wanted to communicate, right? So guys, now I don't know what is the time. Yeah, it's 8:45. So maybe we can have question and answers. But before that, maybe I will show you some bits that just to wrap up the session. I would like you to be a part of the. Oh, my screen went. So I thought of just putting up 1 second. So this is the LinkedIn group, you have. Okay, so this is the disciplined agile LinkedIn group. Okay, this is the second largest group in the world. Okay, we actually publish a lot of content. I'll request you, all of you, to join this group. You'll get good content, not only on DVSC but DA as well. Okay, it's focused more from a certification exam point of view, but you will find good content on disciplined agile. So please join that group. Okay, we have a DVSC certification training batch happening on May 6th, 7th, 13th, and 14th. Okay, which is like a month away. Anyone interested can drop a mail to us, and we'll happy to give him all the clarifications and information that he wants. Okay, we have a project broadcast. Okay, where okay, we call it broadcast because of ProThoughts. Okay, but this is dedicated currently to Disciplined Agile. So if you want, you can listen to some episodes that I have done. So this is about that. And yes, before I say a thank you, I would like to open it for question and answer session. So okay, please go ahead and ask questions and answers. I will have happy to answer that. Any open questions, answers, I will happy to answer that. Vishal, you can go and type your answer. I'll happy to answer that. Vijay, you are always welcome. Okay, we will actually use will send it. Okay, the email ID registered with, there is a mail with the PDF. Any other questions anyone has? Sorry, I got thrown off. Okay, something happened. So, yeah, any questions? Okay, there are some questions. Okay. How do I approach to my organization about implementing DA value stream, and how could I explain how soon we can benefit from the DA value stream implementation? A very good question, Vishal. Thank you for asking that. Okay. I think that's the biggest thing, how you can actually uh, leadership and let them identify what can be the possible challenges as they think. So the session where they are involved and they themselves find and they themselves tell what are the possible areas, okay, where they can find challenges and improvement opportunities. So DVSC workshops give them a tool to do that. Okay, it requires some bit of their time, but if they do that, they already have that and agree with the fact that there are some challenges that they are dealing with, and that could be a good elevator pitch from a DVSC consultant, how they can help, okay, eliminate these challenges or improve or reduce the challenges, improve their way of. So I think that can be a good elevator pitch. No, if you can make go through that exercise, that is one way which can be impactful. The other is stream content with them. Okay, introduces the concept and lead and constraints. So if you get a chance to talk, should be structured, or if your teams are currently in a way which are not structured in the way they are because there are dependencies which are not visible, etc. You throw them certain challenges. I am sure that will make them think about how the organ structure is and how much revenue or how much value they are losing because they are delaying the value trying to give to the customer. So if you can make impress upon this point, and that will give, this value stream consultant workshop will give that ammunition to impress upon points, I think you will make your case pretty strong when you're talking with your manager. I hope I somewhat give you could my management major TA value stream. I met and no help them consider, okay, what can be the improvement areas that you are seeking. So when you are doing the playbook exercise, when you're finding challenges and improvement areas and improvement opportunities, you can actually find certain things which can give KPIs. Like one would be time to deliver, your cycle time, lead time. That's a very common one. So you can actually measure the success against some metrics that you find as a team, and you can measure the success of your implementation accordingly. The byproducts can be improvement in culture, high team morale, etc. Okay, you can also measure that with the help of your HR teams and etc. So it's a big exercise. It's not a small team exercise where there are a lot of teams involved to measure the criteria. Where HR, L&D, all the teams should be involved to do that. And it is contextual, as you are aware. Okay, so every team is very unique. The metrics will be unique. So you can determine that success rate depending on that. Great. I think that was pretty nice questions, Rishabh. I think everyone can help from this question. Thank you for asking that question. Right, guys. Okay. Any other questions? Any other things? Great. Okay. So thank you, guys. No, I hope you got a good overview of DAVSC. I think I could not do justice with what exactly I was. There are 14 lessons in that. And no, it's a little complex course in that sense. But I think you got a good overview because there is very less information on the internet or anywhere. And I think that you got some details about that. If you need more details, I'm ready to help you. We can have a separate offline call with that. Yeah. So thank you so much for your time. I hope it was valuable time invested from all of you. I then sign off from my side now, and I will be happy to get connected with all of you on LinkedIn as well. So warm namaste from my side, and see you soon.